Dementia is something that slowly takes away someone's loved one. From my experience with the families more so, it's just something that slowly but surely, it's sad. It's sad, it's painful.
Dementia's really cruel. It doesn't take any prisoners. It can be really, it can really take away the person that someone loves. And I think as part of our job, it's so important to remind the families that their relative's still there, and to support them to see that. So yeah, dementia's really cruel. Yeah.
Hi. Are you okay? So Marie, what are the most challenging aspects of dealing with someone who has dementia?
Sometimes it can require quite a lot of patience to restart your relationship with somebody with dementia again at each visit, where they're not remembering who you are, and you may need to restart that relationship with them.
Is there someone in particular who comes to mind?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a particular client that when I go there and I ring the doorbell and she comes to the door and doesn't realise that there's somebody coming, and we go in twice a day. And it could have been me that saw her in the morning, and then in the afternoon we're restarting our relationship again. But there's a little glint in her eye that remembers that the last time I saw her, we had some fun, or it was a good feeling. So
when you go in the morning to see her, what do you do with her?
Go and make sure that she's okay, that she's had breakfast, that she has taken care of some of her personal care needs. Really just thinking about those basic needs for somebody that she might not be able to take care of so well herself anymore, but with a little bit of help, she can do it. She might take part in, or tell me, that she likes things cut in a certain way, or she likes the crusts off, or she doesn't like that plate, or she doesn't like that mug, so it's getting her involved. Yeah, wherever possible, supporting people to be able to do things themselves where they can. It's building that trust, and the difficult thing with the symptoms is you are starting again potentially the next time that you see them. And for the family as well, because the family can get a bit embarrassed about that, because they know from looking at the Birdie app that we were there this morning, and if the family are there when we go in the afternoon, they're like, oh yeah, it was Marie that came to see you this morning, Mum. It's like, it's okay. It's okay.
We understand.
We understand. Yeah, we understand that she can't remember it was me. And we look at each other in the eye with family members and say, it's okay. It's all right. As a care professional, we are caring for the families, and a lot of our clients might not want us there in the first place, and it's the family that really need the support to be able to be family.
I remember with one of my clients, I'd visit him daily. His family lived a good 3 hours away, so I'd go at 9:15 in the morning. And he'd be like, hi. At the time, he remembered me. Obviously, over time, as it was progressing, I'd arrive in the morning and he was up already, but he was in a bit of a muddle because his TV wasn't working and his kettle wasn't working, and he couldn't understand why everything was broken and it was going to cost him money. But what he was doing was, before he was going to bed in the evening, he was switching everything off, and then forgetting that he had and thinking it had broken everything. So after speaking with the office, we changed the call time that I'd go half an hour earlier to go in, switch everything back on, so that when he did get up, he didn't have that upset to start his day. Yeah. So I think being able to make notes and let the family know that he is okay, and that his day has started well kind of gives them that reassurance that we are really taking care of their family for them.
Yeah. And sharing on the notes and things that what sort of things that we've talked about, you know, and the fun that we've had, and just it might be that the last time they saw their family member that they were upset and they were crying and they didn't want them to leave them, but actually when we went in, say an hour later, they were all right.
Yeah.
Is that reassurance that they felt guilty that they were leaving their family member, but knowing that we were going in, we were able to reassure them that they're okay. So why was it you decided to do what you did for that client?
Because when I was arriving, he was upset. He was scared. He was worried. And that triggered him then for the rest of the day. So that one tiny little moment of upset just caused so much stress for him. Like his anxiety levels just went through the roof. And the fact that I was arriving and I could hear him through the door when he's always in bed and he's panicking and he's walking around just because of the switches. If I could just get there just before he did to set it all right again, then he would start his day fine. He'd come down, put the TV on, make himself a cup of tea, and he's good. So for the sake of that half an hour difference, I'll come earlier and I will switch everything back on and he can start his day the right way that he usually did. Just needs a little tweaking just to make sure we can carry on happily for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I just thinking of a conversation that I had with some family recently. They wanted us to go in at 8 o'clock in the morning because Mum always got up at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, she was always up and ready to go. She was quite an early riser, bearing in mind Mum's now in her 90s. But in conversation that I've had with family, it was clear that Mum now wasn't getting up at 8 o'clock. She was still asleep for the first half an hour of her call, and it was tricky to then actually support her and give care. So just by making tweaks and having that communication with the family of, we could change the time, it's no problem. We can make adjustments. We can change what it is that we're doing. And we might have agreed 8 o'clock, but actually that's fine. We can make adjustments. You know, we can change it around Mum. Mum's getting older now. We can change that for her, you know. So now when we go in a little bit later, she's ready to get up, you know, and she's not waking up in a stress. She's not being disturbed when she's still half asleep, you know. So it starts her day better and she's in a much better place. Yeah.
I know from the care that I've seen provided that we do offer something different to other, I suppose, home care companies, and it is more family orientated, and I think that's what gets it for me more than anything, and I think that's why I am happy in the role that I do, because it's got that homely vibe. And I know the care that I've provided, when I have done it, it's been a case of they're kind of a bit like my granddad or my nan, and they're not, but again, it's those boundaries and knowing when to stop and try to not let it take over, but it's protecting yourself as well as that person.